Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades, and let's get right into it because I do have some Bitcoin analysis for you guys as per usual. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin right away on the daily time frame using Market Cipher. So as you guys can probably tell, today we had a little bit of a lower low. We had a 17 and a -3, but Bitcoin managed to bounce back up, and it's still holding the support right around 25,500, and it's just chopping sideways, not too much price action. If you look on the lower time frames now, we actually have basically neutral money flow. It's not red, it's not green, it's just slightly in the green at the moment, and we do have a nice little green dot on the momentum waves on the 4-hour. But what I want you guys to focus on is that daily time frame and this Elliott wave pattern that I've drawn out here. And again, this is something that I've been talking about for a little bit of time now, and it's been playing out quite well so far, right? No complaints. It's just I've been saying that could possibly be an A wave down, and then we got a B wave up, and then we may get another C wave towards the downside here, and then we'll have to see and measure depending on the targets and the conditions of the market when this C wave is going to bottom out. Okay, so overall, looking on the daily, all right, now we have a 16 and a -1, so a little bit of a reduction in terms of the momentum, but still bearish because we are in the red money flow on that daily time frame. And if we go on even larger time frames, the monthly is actually looking very bad with a 16 and a -5 on the dual band strength index. On top of that, you have a red dot on the monthly and a red dot on Market Cipher A and a red dot on Market Cipher B as well, which is quite negative. If you're looking for a long-term buy signal, this one is not it, right? You want to be buying when the green dots appear on the monthly time frames, which was essentially at 18,000 or 15,000 at the lows, and then you would have gone up 74% since then. Now you're getting a red dot, so again, not a bullish sign. Looking on the weekly time frame, if you go on the other charts, it's a little bit neutral like we talked about yesterday, so no change there. Nothing has changed this, but if Bitcoin does dip below 25,000 and it starts to excuse me, a bit of a burp there, and it starts to accelerate its downtrend, then yes, this will start to shift towards the negative side. You're probably going to get like a more negative dual band strength index numbers, maybe like a -3 with a a 10 or a 12 on top here, which would be quite bearish. And again, then we start to bleed into the lower time frames like I've been talking about, and I think that we may start to go down to 23,000 to 21,000. And again, this may not be something that a lot of people are looking to do. If I'm probably not excited for it happening because the majority of people are long, right? And there's not that many people that are going to be short Bitcoin. And again, you don't have to short Bitcoin. I'm just saying these levels would be where you would want to start accumulating Bitcoin, right around 23 to 21,000. And again, that is not a guarantee that it's going to bounce off of these levels. It could very well come back to the lows around 16 to 15,000, and then maybe do a bit of a double bottom there and then bounce back up. So again, Bitcoin can overshoot towards the downside, especially when there's a lot of emotions in the market, and the markets, especially in the traditional markets, go down as well. And looking at the daily time frame on Bitcoin, we only have that buy signal a couple days ago, and ever since then we got our pump and our dump, and now we're if anything, we're sitting a little bit below the previous support, and we're just floating right here. I think right now essentially what you're doing is starting to bear flag, and then you're going to start to move lower as the week progresses. Right now we're Tuesday, the market just opened again, and again I'll cover a little bit about the stock market as well, but we'll just finish up with Bitcoin on wave edge. And looking at the smaller time frames here, you don't really have any buy signals here, and on even the smaller time frames you do have some green crosses that appeared, but again you got a small move up, and then it just kind of fizzled out after that. And if you really want to go on the shorter time frames, you have a red cross at the moment, which would be a short signal. Again, this is using wave edge, and wave edge has been very, very, very good in terms of seeing accumulation from whales and potential buy signals before the moves happen, which is essentially what you want to get, right? Would be when buying or selling something in the stock market or crypto market. Now moving on here, I just want to talk to you guys about the DXY and the rate. So again, you guys can see the DXY is on an absolute tear towards the upside here, looking very, very bullish. Lots of green money flow starting to come back in here. And again, let me reiterate this to everyone that's new to investing or even just trading in general. The dollar going up is not bullish for Bitcoin, and it's not bullish for equities. It's actually very, very bearish. So you guys can probably tell back here. So I just created this SPY and DXY chart here for you guys. So let me just clear everything here very, very quickly. I'll just delete a few things, but overall, you guys are gonna see the correlation between the DXY and the S&P 500. And you've seen that in the past, when the dollar goes up, the markets will go down. But when the dollar starts to go down, that's when the market starts to get quite bullish. So we'll just zoom out here, and then I'll get us a nice little time frame. So as you guys can probably tell, when the dollar started to move up pretty significantly, which was like in January of 2022, we saw that it kept going up and up and up, and that's when the market started going down, 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 and down and down until we start to top out in the DXY, and that's when the market started to move back up towards the upside, right? And since then, the dollar has been down, it's been chopping sideways and making lower lows, but right now what we just got is a pretty big reversal in the DXY, and we've seen a pivot, and at the moment, the dollar is sharply back on the rise here. And if it does go any higher and it starts to break out past 105, then you're going to start to see that the market is going to come down in a pretty dramatic way. In my opinion, you're going to see that right now we are starting to struggle as the dollar is starting to go up. The traditional market is, not really enjoying this upside in DXY. You've seen that when it started rising, we got a little bit of a drop. And now we got a little bit of a bounce here, but the dollar is still moving up. So again, I would favor the downside in the S&P 500. And same thing goes for the yields. You see that the yields, they get these big dramatic sell-offs, but they have a floor on them and they have a lot of support on the yields. So the yields are set to go higher, and the yields going higher is not bullish for the markets, because if the yields go higher, the markets basically got everything wrong, because the market is anticipating, rate cuts at this point, and they're expecting the rate hikes to stop. But if the 2-year yield starts to break past the 5% mark and it holds above these levels, essentially makes a new high, let's say like to 5.2, let's just say it goes to like 5.2%, that would be extremely bearish for the market, because that would put pressure on the Fed to raise rates further. And again, the market does not expect that, and they do not want that to happen, because they don't think that they could raise it that high. And again, a lot of companies would suffer, and people in general in the economy would suffer if they were to do this. But that looks like the way this is headed at this point. And you can see that, if you're using Elliott wave on the daily time frame, it looks like the dollar is set to go to 115. But I'm not so sure about that. I think the Fed will pivot before then, because this would be it would be a disaster in the market if this were to happen. But overall, it looks like we got a pretty strong bounce here. I talked about this a little bit last time as well. You got a strong bullish divergence happening on the weekly time. Bullish divergence on the weekly time frame on the DXY, and now it just seems like nothing can stop this rally at the moment on the DXY, but you are starting to run into some resistance here. We'll see if a 105 can stop this rally. If it doesn't and it just keeps breaking up, then you're going to see that Bitcoin won't be able to hold these levels, and it will start to capitulate with the markets, and especially the triple Qs, the SPY, everything will start to roll over towards the downside as the market prices in higher rates. Okay, so that's my 2 cents. That's essentially what I think is going to happen in the coming weeks. We'll have to see how September plays out. We saw like a nice little pullback today in the Russell 2000, It bounced off, I believe, an upsloping trend line the other day. We'll have to see if it can hold it, and if it starts to break towards the downside and past the 200-day moving average, then you guys are going to have to be careful in those small caps. And then I think I covered essentially everything I wanted to talk about here. It's on Bitcoin. Some things that are interesting me, and for the bullish case, again, there is a bullish case for Bitcoin. The bullish case is that this is a wave 4 and we're going to go into a wave 5. But with this much red money flow, I don't know if it's going to be possible. I think at the moment you got a pretty strong downtrend here, and it looks like it's going to be hard to get out of this one for the time being. I think you need to come back down, reset, and then you can start to move higher after that. But again, we won't know if this is going to be the floor for Bitcoin if the traditional markets are selling off as well. Bitcoin could very well go lower and lower. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. And then actually, before I just end this video, I forgot the thing I was going to cover. You're actually seeing a lot of these altcoins that are coming back to their all-time lows, like Algo. I was looking at FTM actually coming back down to some strong support, and looking at Gala as well, back to its all-time low right around $0.015. And that's where it's at right now. I mean, it's had a tremendous rally in December. It went up like 200-300%. But for right now, it looks like these altcoins may make lower lows if they are not able to hold these levels as support. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully this video was helpful and you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and share this video so other people can know what Market Cypher is telling us for Bitcoin. Okay, all right, love you all. Peace.